My beloved brothers and sisters, have you ever realized that your children are waiting for your time and attention, but you're too busy with life to notice? Just think for a moment. If you make space in their hearts today, that place will stay with them for a lifetime. Children are one of the greatest blessings that Allah can place in our lives. And yet sometimes in our busy lives, we forget what they truly need from us. Many parents think that providing their children with everything they could ever want, expensive toys, the latest gadgets, lavish meals, or even constant entertainment will make them happy. And while these things may bring temporary joy, they do not build the foundation that truly matters. What children need more than anything is our presence, our attention, and our love. Time spent with them is far more valuable than any material possession we can give, because it is in these moments that trust is formed, hearts are nurtured, and souls feel secure. The laughter shared, the conversations held, even the silent moments sitting beside them, all convey a message far more powerful than money or gifts. You matter. You are loved. You are important to me. This emotional presence creates a bond that cannot be broken, a bond that will carry them through the challenges of life. Parents must understand that children are observant, even when we think they are not. They notice when we are distracted, when our minds are elsewhere, and when we are too busy for them. No amount of money can replace the warmth of a parent's undivided attention. Even if a parent provides for every physical need, the absence of emotional connection can leave children feeling lonely, unimportant, and misunderstood. We must ask ourselves, what kind of relationship do we want to have with our children when they grow older? Will they run to us with their problems and fears, or will they turn away, seeking comfort from others because they never felt safe confiding in us? The answer lies in the small but consistent efforts we make today. Sitting with them, listening to their stories, encouraging their creativity, and celebrating their achievements, no matter how small. These moments, repeated over time, plant seeds of love and trust that grow into a lifelong bond. Being emotionally present is not always easy in a world full of distractions. Work, social media, household responsibilities, and the pressures of daily life can pull us in many directions. But we must remember that these distractions are temporary, while the formative years of a child are fleeting. A child's need for parental love and attention is not something that can be postponed. It is urgent, it is real, and it is a responsibility. Even when we are busy, small gestures matter. A genuine smile, a listening ear, a shared meal, or even asking how their day went and truly listening to the answer. These moments convey that our children are valued not for what they do or achieve, but simply for who they are. It is also essential to understand that emotional presence is not just about being physically in the same room. It is about engagement, about tuning into their world, about making them feel seen and heard. When a child speaks, even about things that seem trivial to us, we must listen attentively and respond with care. When they express joy, we celebrate with them. When they express sadness, we comfort them. When they express frustration or anger, we guide them with patience and understanding. This emotional support teaches children that their feelings are valid, that they are safe to express themselves, and that they have a foundation of love to rely on. Ultimately, being close to our children through emotional presence is an investment that will yield blessings, both in this life and in the hereafter. It strengthens the family bond, cultivates respect, nurtures faith, and shapes the character of the next generation. Material gifts can be forgotten, but the warmth of a parent's love, the safety of a parent's attention, and the guidance of a parent's care remain etched in a child's heart forever. We must strive every day to be present, not just in body, but in heart and mind for our children, for in doing so, we fulfill a responsibility entrusted to us by Allah and plant the seeds of love, trust, and faith that will flourish throughout their lives. Communication with children is far more than just exchanging words. It is the bridge that connects hearts, minds, and souls. Many parents assume that telling a child what to do, correcting their behavior, or giving instructions is enough, but real communication goes deeper than that. It requires listening with patience, understanding without judgment, and responding with empathy. When a parent truly listens, it sends a message to the child: I care about what you think, what you feel, and what you experience. This creates an environment where children feel safe to express themselves, to share their dreams, their fears, their mistakes, and their joys. It is in this atmosphere of openness and understanding that children grow with confidence, knowing that their thoughts and emotions are respected and valued. Listening to children is not always easy, especially when they speak in ways that seem trivial or repetitive. Yet it is often in these small conversations that important seeds of trust and understanding are planted. A child may talk about their favorite game, their friend, or even something that happened at school. And as adults, we may be tempted to dismiss it or respond briefly without giving it full attention. But taking the time to engage, asking questions, showing curiosity, and reflecting on their feelings teaches children that their world matters. They learn that their thoughts are important, that their feelings are valid, and that they have a reliable person to turn to when they are in need. This trust does not develop overnight. It grows slowly, nurtured by consistent attention, respect, and care. Understanding a child goes beyond simply hearing their words. It involves recognizing their emotions, their struggles, and their perspective. Children experience the world differently from adults, and what may seem insignificant to us could be a major concern for them. When a parent takes the effort to understand these differences, to see the world through the eyes of the child, it creates a strong bond that cannot be easily broken. Empathy allows a parent to guide their child with wisdom rather than authority alone. It transforms discipline into a learning opportunity rather than a source of fear or resentment. A child who feels understood is more likely to accept guidance, to internalize values, and to develop a moral compass rooted in love rather than fear. Communication also involves speaking to children in a manner that is kind, respectful, and encouraging. Words have immense power. They can build confidence or crush self-esteem. They can heal wounds or deepen them. When a parent chooses to speak with patience, clarity, and compassion, it leaves a lasting imprint on the child's heart. Praise should be given generously for effort, not only achievement, so that children learn to value persistence and sincerity. Corrections should be made gently, focusing on the behavior rather than labeling the child. This method not only instills good manners and discipline, but also nurtures a sense of self-worth and belonging. Creating a habit of open communication also requires parents to be consistent and approachable. Children need to feel that they can talk to their parents at any time without fear of judgment, punishment, or ridicule. This requires a conscious effort to remove distractions, to be fully present, and to respond with patience even when the child's concerns seem minor or repetitive. Over time, this consistency develops trust, and children become comfortable sharing their deepest thoughts and struggles. They learn that their parents are their allies, their safe space, and their guidance, rather than mere authority figures. Ultimately, good communication with children is not just about exchanging words. It is about building relationships, teaching values, and nurturing faith. When parents communicate with understanding and empathy, children grow with confidence, respect, and love. They learn to navigate life with the reassurance that they are supported, valued, and guided. Communication strengthens family bonds, instills discipline through understanding rather than fear, and lays the foundation for a home filled with love, trust, and faith. A child who feels heard and understood is more likely to flourish in life, to develop a strong moral compass, and to maintain close relationships, not just with family, but with society at large. Children are like mirrors in which we see reflections of our own character. and they are also like clay, waiting to be shaped by the guidance, example, and behavior of their parents. One of the most powerful ways to be close to your children is to lead by example, because children learn far more from what we do than what we say. Words can instruct, but actions teach. If we desire our children to embody honesty, patience, kindness, and faith, we must first practice these values ourselves. Our children observe our interactions with others, the way we handle challenges, our response to stress, and even how we manage our own desires and emotions. Every action, small or large, communicates a lesson, whether intentional or not. If they see a parent lying, being harsh, or reacting impulsively, these behaviors may subtly influence the child. Conversely, when they witness patience in adversity, generosity without expectation, and integrity in decisions, these become the standards they naturally adopt. The character of a parent is the living curriculum for a child. When a parent shows empathy, it teaches compassion. When a parent demonstrates humility, it fosters respect for others. When a parent fulfills promises and commitments, it instills reliability and trustworthiness. Children absorb these qualities and internalize them, often without explicit instruction. They notice how their parents treat neighbors, family members, strangers, and even themselves. They see how we handle anger, disappointment, or success. They watch how we balance worldly responsibilities with spiritual obligations. All of this is quietly recorded in their hearts and minds, shaping the adults they will become. Therefore, being close to children means being mindful of our character and behavior at all times, because our actions are the lessons that resonate the longest. Faith is another vital aspect that children learn through example. When a parent demonstrates sincere devotion, regular prayer, honesty, and moral integrity, it inspires the child to value these qualities not as a burden, but as a natural part of life. Children notice when we are grateful, patient in difficulties, and forgiving toward others. They learn that faith is not just a ritual, but a lifestyle, expressed through actions, choices, and character. Even small actions like showing kindness to a neighbor, giving charity quietly, or controlling anger convey powerful lessons. When parents live with conscious morality and integrity, they provide children with a living example of how to navigate life guided by principles. It is also essential to remember that leading by example includes how we manage our relationships, both within the family and outside it. Children are influenced by the way we interact with their siblings, our spouse, friends, and community. Demonstrating respect, patience, and love in these relationships teaches children to emulate the same values. It shows them that good character is not selective but consistent. They learn that integrity and moral courage are not just ideals to be discussed but habits to be lived. By witnessing these actions, children develop a framework for their own behavior, creating a foundation that will guide them even when parents are not present. Parents must also recognize that their own growth and self-improvement affect their children. A parent striving to be better, to learn patience, to increase knowledge, or to control anger demonstrates that growth is lifelong and effortful. Children learn that making mistakes is human, but correcting them and seeking improvement is noble. This teaches resilience, humility, and accountability. It communicates to children that character is built over time and that striving for excellence in behavior, morals, and faith is a continuous journey. Ultimately, being close to children through character and example is an act of love, responsibility, and faith. Children are entrusted to us by Allah, and it is our duty to guide them not just through words, but through our own actions. By embodying patience, honesty, empathy, and moral integrity, we offer them a blueprint for life. We provide them with lessons that will remain long after childhood, shaping their character, faith, and relationships. Leading by example is not just a method of guidance. It is the most sincere, effective, and lasting gift we can give to our children. When they grow into adults, they carry forward the values they have observed in us, and this legacy of character, faith, and love becomes a blessing not only for them, but for generations to come.